Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're diving into sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and DHEA, and how they shift during perimenopause. We'll talk about what's happening in your body, the symptoms you might be experiencing, and what you can do to feel more balanced through the transition to menopause. I'm Amber Sullivan, a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and I've been where you are, exhausted, moody, and wondering why my once steady body suddenly felt unpredictable. My mission is to help women ease into and through perimenopause without giving up their favorite foods, difficult workouts, or relying on medication. Let's start with the basics. What sex hormones are and the role they play in your body. Sex hormones include estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and DHEA. They're produced mainly in the ovaries with contributions from the adrenals. They regulate everything from menstrual cycles and fertility to mood, sleep, metabolism, weight, and bone health. In a normal cycle, estrogen rises in the follicular phase to stimulate follicle growth. Around ovulation, there's a surge of LH or luteinizing hormone, and progesterone rises. In the luteal phase, progesterone dominates and balances estrogen. If there's no pregnancy, both hormones drop and menstruation begins. In perimenopause, this rhythm becomes erratic. Now let's talk about the first big hormonal change in perimenopause, progesterone decline. Progesterone is only produced after ovulation. As anovulatory cycles become more common in perimenopause, you naturally make less progesterone. An anovulatory cycle is a cycle where you do not ovulate. And the result is consistently low progesterone, even while estrogen is still fluctuating. Symptoms of low progesterone include anxiety, irritability, poor stress tolerance, insomnia, PMS-like mood swings, heavy periods, fluid retention, and breast tenderness. Biochemically, progesterone supports GABA receptors, which promote calm and sleep. It also balances estrogen stimulating effects. When progesterone declines, you lose this calming effect, creating the wired but tired pattern. Now let's move on to estrogen, which doesn't decline in a straight line. It's more like a roller coaster. Estrogen can swing wildly. At times, it's very high, causing heavy bleeding, breast tenderness, and migraines. At other times, it's very low, leading to hot flashes, night sweats, and vaginal dryness. While this cycle can change throughout the month, it can also change throughout the day. High estrogen symptoms include heavy or irregular bleeding, breast tenderness, migraines, weight gain, and bloating. Low estrogen symptoms include hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, painful sex, brain fog, poor memory, bone loss, and joint pain. Estrogen supports serotonin, dopamine, and acetylcholine. This is why fluctuations can cause mood swings, low motivation, and cognitive decline. Next, let's look at the androgens, testosterone and DHEA, which also decline during perimenopause. Testosterone is produced in the ovaries and adrenal glands. It peaks in your 20s and declines steadily after the age of 30. It plays a role in libido, muscle mass, bone strength, and motivation. Its decline leads to low sex drive, muscle loss, and fatigue. DHEA is made in the adrenals and acts as a precursor to both testosterone and estrogen. It declines with age and stress. Low DHEA means low resilience, poor recovery, and lower libido. Symptoms of low androgens include fatigue, low motivation, reduced libido, muscle weakness, slower recovery, and bone density decline. Now let's put these changes into context by walking through the stages from early perimenopause to menopause. In early perimenopause, cycles shorten and ovulation becomes less reliable. Progesterone begins to decline. Symptoms often include PMS, anxiety, and sleep disturbances. In mid-perimenopause, cycles become irregular. Estrogen fluctuates wildly, while progesterone remains consistently low. Symptoms include heavy bleeding, mood swings, migraines, and hot flashes. In late perimenopause, cycles space out with long gaps between periods. Estrogen begins a steadier decline. Symptoms include hot flashes, vaginal dryness, weight gain, and joint pain. Menopause is defined as 12 months without a period. Estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone are all very low. The long-term risks at this stage include bone loss, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. Now let's look at the biochemistry of how these hormones are produced and metabolized. All sex hormones are made from cholesterol. Cholesterol converts into pregnenolone, which can become progesterone, cortisol, DHEA, and then estrogen or testosterone. Stress pulls more towards cortisol production. This pregnenolone steal explains why adrenal health is so critical. Estrogen is metabolized in the liver through phase 1 and phase 2 detox pathways. The gut microbiome, or estrobolome, also plays a key role in clearing estrogen. Poor detoxification or gut health leads to estrogen dominance symptoms. Now, let's talk about what you can do to support your sex hormones during this transition. Lifestyle is powerful. Balanced blood sugar protects adrenals and progesterone. Stress management reduces the pregnenolone steal. Strength training preserves testosterone and DHEA. Liver and gut support promote healthy estrogen clearance. Testing options include serum labs for estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, and DHEAS. Dutch testing shows metabolites plus cortisol rhythm. FSH and LH rise as ovarian function declines. And the key is tying results back to symptoms and cycle stage. Here's a real-life example. A 44-year-old woman with anxiety, insomnia, PMS, and heavy cycles. Labs showed low luteal progesterone, estrogen spikes, and borderline low DHEA. Our plan focused on stabilizing blood sugar, reducing stress, supporting the adrenals, and detoxifying the liver. Her sleep improved, mood stabilized, and cycles became more tolerable. Now here's a summary of everything that we've talked about. Progesterone drops first, leading to anxiety, insomnia, PMS. Estrogen is erratic, causing bleeding, hot flashes, and mood changes. Testosterone and DHEA decline more gradually, leading to low libido, muscle loss, and fatigue. The stages progress from cycle shortening to irregular cycles to long gaps and finally menopause. Perimenopause is not just about low estrogen. It's a dynamic roller coaster of declining progesterone, fluctuating estrogen, and falling androgens. Supporting blood sugar, adrenals, liver, gut, and lifestyle helps stabilize symptoms and protect long-term health. Now, notice I did not say replacing estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone help to stabilize symptoms and protect long-term health. That's because it really affects the entire body, and so we really need to focus on the blood sugar, adrenals, liver, gut, and lifestyle before focusing on hormone replacement therapy. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like more personalized support, I'd love to share my Perimenopause Reset and Total Transformation programs, because you deserve to feel like yourself again, rested, calm, and confident.